So there's still a couple little pieces we don't know, but based on what we've talked about so far, we can kind of get a sense of where the biggest time sinks are for our site. Each one of these initial files takes longer to load because it has to make 2 round trips to the server. The green bar is the DNS lookup, which you can see only happens when we're opening a connection. There's no green bar at the front for these other files. And then the orange bar, which is the initial connection where we go out to the server and say, hey, can we open up a connection to you? And then we get a message back that says yes. And then we have to make another round trip, which is the big green bar, where we reach out to the server to ask for something, the server builds it, and then starts sending it back. So if all of these files were the same exact size, the first 6 files downloaded are going to take the longest because they're also opening up a connection. After that, things get faster. But because we can only download 6 things at a time, the downloading process has to go into phases. Now, we only have 2 or 3 phases here, like the first one with these yellow bars, the next one with the gray bars, and then maybe a phase over here, although this isn't connected quite in the same way. But if we had more files, say we had 6 more files, then there'd be one other waiting period before we could download everything. So if you can imagine, all of these gray bars are these files waiting for an open connection to start downloading. And then if we had 6 more files, their gray bars would be the size of these, plus an additional chunk for the amount of time it took to download these files. So each wave of 6 files has a new kind of delay to it. What this means is that if we can reduce the number of files that we have to download, that delay will ultimately be reduced as well. The best case scenario would be having 6 or less files, at least when it comes to dealing with the maximum number of connections.